So next we're gonna go through things that you can plant during the wintertime that actually flower. So bring you nice colors during that wintertime when most things drop their leaves, and so you kind of get more of a dull, for the lack of a better term, time of the season. And so we're gonna highlight a few things that you can plant to provide that color and bring that life back to your landscaping during the winter. So Amanda, let's go take some looks.
Sounds good, follow us. So this right here is a really nice foundation shrub that's going to give you that green color all year round, as well as a lovely fragrant flower. This is the Gardenia, and they are very easy to take care of, very low maintenance, pretty well drought tolerant, and they smell good.
And how big do these get?
They depends on the variety, but they can get anywhere between 2 feet and 4 feet. And you can also prune these into a shapely hedge that could be square or round.
Would I want to plant this more in a shaded area or more in a sun type area?
Pretty well established in the sun.
Okay, so you would like to get this in an area where it gets a lot of sun?
Yeah, I think this does really well I know this does really well in the sunny places. It also can tolerate some shade. It may not flower as much if it's in a really shady area, but it would still serve the purpose of a foundation shrub.
Got it, and you can plant this year round?
You can plant this year round, absolutely.
Gardenias.
Gardenias.
Cool.
Another thing that flowers through the wintertime is yarrow. This is a lovely plant. It creates like a soft carpet ground cover, and it provides these nectar-filled flowers for all of the pollinator insects, such as bees and butterflies. And this will also flower in the summer as well. So it has a long bloom time.
All right, so these flower during the wintertime and the summertime?
Yes.
Cool, so this will give you color 2 times out of the year.
That's correct.
So you get a lot of bang for the buck when it comes to yarrow.
Yeah, and these come in whites, pinks, reds, oranges, yellows. So there's a lot of color options with them as well.
Plant in the sun or the shade?
Sun, full sun.
So these things love a lot of sun.
They like a lot of sun.
A lot of water or low water?
Once they're established, low water.
Cool.
Late spring to first frost, this Scabiosa is gonna be very cute with its little purple flower. Great for pollinator garden, great for rock garden. It's also resistant to deer. If you have a lot of deer in your neighborhood, the deer will not eat it.
Okay. And then again, is this a sun or
This
shade?
is a full sun plant.
A lot of water or low water?
Medium amount of water. It can wilt, but if you give it a little water, it will bounce back.
All right, so
Another great thing to plant in the winter is bulbs. So these irises, daffodils, tulips, they have a nice root system and a bulb in there. And these are really good to plant in the winter because all of their energy is in the ground. And then in the spring, as they come to life, they send out their flower. And the flower is really beautiful, purple. Grasses. So when you have a lot of grasses in your landscape, in the wintertime, they're gonna look dead, but they do give kind of a cool texture, especially if you have some plantings around them. And after the winter, in the early spring, you can cut them down. So they are about 3 inches tall, and then they'll send out all their new growth. So this is kind of what they look like in the winter.
And again, it does actually give you,
that's
to me,
what it
like
looks
a
like in
pretty
the spring.
color, right? It give you like a golden color next to
Yeah.
evergreens, and it
Yes.
does have some cool textures.
That's right.
So if you can't pull a lot of color out of the wintertime, at least have some texture and get the color that you can. And
That's
this
right.
is a good option for that.
Yeah. And don't you love the northern sea oats? Like how whimsical and ornamental these little flowers are? Aren't they just so delightful? It's a North Carolina native as well.
So a lot of times you actually see these things growing on your fence, and I would like for you to talk about it, Amanda, because I never really knew much about these, because I see these all the time. All right, so talk about it.
This is called a lichen, and it's just a little fungus that grows in optimal conditions like warm, wet, fences, really. It's nothing toxic, but you could see them growing on trees too. But they're just a little fungus that finds a good environment that it loves and thrives, and then it produces these little spores, and then it just poofs. There's the lichen, and there's different colors and textures, but it's really harmless. I think one way, if you wanted to get rid of it, you could use dish soap.
But it adds a really cool feature to the landscape. So if you couldn't already tell, we absolutely love our plants. Thanks for checking us out, and continue to learn and watch along as we teach you more about the landscaping and the plants that you can put in your yard.